Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Simona, but you can call me Mona. So, where did I want to get started? Okay, the last video I made was super duper long. So this one, I'm gonna get right into it. So this video is basically about how I kind of started my feminine journey per se. Like I always wanted to, change and kind of reinvent myself and be the whole like, it girl or that girl trend going around. It wasn't exactly that, but I knew that something about my life needed to change. I wanted to be more feminine, and I just didn't even know. I didn't even know where to start, like, or how to get there. So, I kind of created this little like how I started my feminine journey, and I have 4 steps. So, again, when I was younger, I felt a lot like I just really wasn't that feminine. Like, people saw me as feminine and would say, oh, oh, you're so girly and blah blah blah, but I never actually felt that way. It wasn't about until like 2 years ago where I really started trying to be more intentional about being feminine. But let's just get right into it. My very first step number 1, was to clean literally everything that I own. If it was mine, I cleaned it. I'm talking about my car, my room. If you have an apartment, clean everything in the apartment, every room. You're gonna go through all of your clothes, wash all of your clothes, like get all of every article of clothing that you own, get it washed and cleaned. And also, like, if you have any clothes that are like torn and super old that you've obviously outgrown, like, go ahead and get rid of things like that too. Basically, the point of this step is kind of like a cleanse. It's to give yourself a clean slate, kind of wash away everything from before, just to reintroduce the new. Okay, so here you can kind of see me. This is just me just like cleaning my room. It's November 1st today, so I felt like it was a really good step to, just to reset. This is also like my reset tip or reset step. Anytime I feel like I've kind of lost way, or I'm deviating from what I planned, I come back to step 1. Everything just gets cleaned and I get to start all over. So here's a video of me doing that, and also resetting my calendar. That's just a small little thing I like to do. It's just cute to look at. So step 2 is you're going to define your femininity and define the barriers that are between you and your definition, basically. So this is the stage where you're going to be doing a lot of research. I looked at a lot of different YouTubers, a lot of different TikTokers who have like a lot of information to offer. One specifically, the Feminine Universe. I listened to her a lot, just kind of like as some background noise, because her voice is so calming, but also just to hear like, just some new perspectives and just some tips and things like that. She kind of helped me gain in my personal definition as far as femininity, and a lot of the things that she says, I very much agree with. And there's also Michelle Diaz from TikTok. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing the last name wrong, but she's kind of, her content is more kind of like dating related, but it's still a lot of really good tips that you could even apply to just kind of soloing, being yourself, and being on your own journey, outside of having a partner and stuff like that. You also need to define specifically what is your barrier from keeping you feeling like you're feminine. For me, my focal point was cleanliness. Growing up, I did not keep my room as clean as I do now. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anymore. But so for me, a big thing was cleanliness. I felt like I really wanted to be more clean. I wanted to be more organized and pay more attention to detail and stuff like that. So I made my focal point cleaning. But for you, you may want to focus on posture. Speaking of, let me sit up straight. You may want to focus on posture, the way you present yourself to other people, or maybe you want to focus on your style, like you want to change up the way you dress and stuff like that. because, you know, what I may consider feminine, maybe something like this. I'll probably put a picture wherever. But you may consider, you may like street style, or you may not like the skirts and the girly dresses. So maybe you prefer something like this. Insert picture here. So, this is what I mean when I say like define your femininity. You're gonna look at exactly what you want to be, and you're gonna identify what is it you don't have, or what you need to really be working on or working towards. So this is where you're going to just be doing your research. You're going to be self-analyzing, figuring out what it is about you that you need to actively work on. And once you have a clear list, or like a clear list of characteristics or habits or anything like that you would like to adopt, that's where you're going to move into step 3, which is to just do it. Basically, literally, I don't want to say fake it till you make it, because, you know, you're not, the goal is to not fake it, I guess, but you're going to actually be doing it. Part of creating a new routine, and part of reinventing yourself, and part of, you know, trying to get new outcomes, I guess, is doing new things. And, or being more consistent with the things. So this is where you're going to implement a morning routine, a night routine. This is where you're going to stay consistent. This is where you're going to be intentionally making choices that further you along on this journey. Like, you're going to be very intentional about everything that you do. And it's not going to feel good. It's going to feel hard. But you just got to really push through it. And you got to decide whether your motivation is your end result, or just how it makes you feel day to day. But either way, you're just going to be doing. This is just all about that action. You're going to be doing it. Faking it till you make it, I guess. After you have defined femininity, now you're going to be identifying your barriers and actively trying not to let them be barriers anymore. For example, if you want to, like me, I want to be more clean. When I wake up in the morning, like me, I want to be more clean. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to be making my bed every morning, just things like that. Something that I didn't used to do before, that I'm now going to be making sure I do daily, or, you know, regularly. And the last step, which is the hardest step, I'm not going to lie, this is by far the hardest step. But you're just going to surround yourself with people and with things that make this easy. And you're also going to be taking away the things that make this hard for you. So this is where it takes really like a lot of discipline. You're going to have to make the hard choices, especially for like the people in your life. You know, if they're supportive of what you're doing, and, you know, then by all means, the people like that need to stay in your life. Anytime someone is supportive of what you're doing, and it's good for you, of course, you know, it's hard to find people who are genuinely supportive and happy. So don't let that go if you have that in your life. However, if you have people who are barriers, for example, just an example, say you don't want to smoke anymore, you don't think smoking is feminine, and you have a friend where, you know, that's kind of like what you guys bond over, smoking, whether it be cigarettes, vaping, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. And so now that you're trying not to live that lifestyle, you know, this friend is calling you up and they're like, hey, do you want to go smoke? Or hey, do you want to go blah, blah, blah? And you know that this is not what you want to take with you on your journey. This is where you're going to have to reevaluate the friendship, try to reintroduce new things to the friendship. But if this is still like keeping you from progressing, keeping you from stopping, or whatever the case may be, that's what I mean when I say you need to surround yourself with things that make this easy. And that's not someone who would make it easy for you, unless they, you know, unless they're actively being supportive and not keeping you from indulging in that, or whatever the case may be. But it's a good thing to have friends of different kinds and of different walks of life. And your friends don't always have to be someone who is on the same path as you, but it is good to have friends on the same path as you. it's inspiring to have people around you doing the things that you want to see for yourself, because then that sparks in you, you know, I need to be on my stuff, and birds of a feather, you know, kind of flock together. So being surrounded by people who are motivating and who are on the same journey as you will of course help. But that by no means am I saying get rid of anybody who's not on your journey. But yep, that's all I have to say for now. And anytime you feel lost, a good tip also is to find yourself a reset. For me, earlier I said my reset is cleaning. Anytime I feel like, okay, I've lost my way, I'm not doing what I need to be doing, I'm gonna go ahead and clean everything and reset. Now I may not like go to the same extent and do the whole, you know, blah blah blah, buying this and blah blah blah, but you know, like just cleaning is a good way for me to reset. It's a good way for me to be like, okay, let me get back on track, let me get my head on straight, and let's see where we need to go on from here. I keep messing up on my words trying to make this video short, so forgive me if I'm sounding crazy. But that's kind of like how I see it. Find yourself a reset, and whenever you feel like you've strayed away from your goal, do your reset. For me, it's just cleaning my room and starting fresh from step one. But other than that, thank you so much for listening to my video. Anybody that I name dropped are some good resources for people who I listen to help me out on this journey, because I'm very much still on this journey. Like, I'm not, by no means am I done and all the, you know, but anything like that'll just help you, any resources that I use, I'll put in the description below. Thank you so much for listening to this video. It really means a lot, and I look forward to making more content related to this journey. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.